how are you? It's nice to have you for Alizé La Vie Media TV. We are very happy to see you here. How things are going for you these days?
Good afternoon, Brother Charlie. Everything is going great, man. Very blessed, very humble, and it's a pleasure to be here with you, brother.
Yeah, I've heard of many wonderful things about you, especially these new DVDs that you have now, which is very deep and the subject is so great. Can you talk about it?
Yes, my current film out is a feature-length documentary. It's called Howard Homecoming: The Experience, and I pretty much created this film, Charlie, to essentially represent the excellence of Black America, the
Wow.
excellence of the collegiate experience. The reality is, in this game of television and entertainment, um, I don't feel African Americans or Black folks, however you want to call them, we're not represented accurately. When it comes to negative media portrayal, you'll see us all day. But the greatness that we represent, the greatness that we achieve and accomplish and represent, it rarely gets seen, if ever documented. So this film was an opportunity for me to just go back to my alma mater, which is Howard University,
Yeah.
and talk to anywhere between 60 and 70 of my colleagues, from mayors, doctors, lawyers, Grammy winners, engineers, dentists, and just talk about how Howard University influenced the evolution of their life.
That's just awesome. And how did you get this inspiration of doing such a great project, which is not easy to do?
The inspiration, well, for the past 10 years, I've actually been an independent producer. I've produced my own show, the Urban Wall Street Project, which was global, and it was really just about, inspiring and empowering the masses. And the inspiration for this project came, it's been about 4 or 5 years I wanted to do this project. And like I said, it was really just to, I love Howard. Howard University saved my life. It changed my life. It made me the man that I am, and I have such a vast network of influential and affluential and respected people. And I want the world to see it. Like I was saying earlier, it's just rare that you see, almost never, you don't see us represented. A lot of times, we see, oh, we're on television now, we're on music here, but we're on reality television. That's not remotely a fair or great assessment of who we are as Black people when it comes to our music right now. Surely it's not representing the excellence or the integrity or
Of
the
course.
dignity that
Definitely.
we are about. So this film, I should say my desire, my inspiration to do this film comes from the deep-seated and deep-rooted knowledge that Howard University creates greatness. HBCUs create greatness, and a lot of times they don't get that. They don't get that recognition. They might be like, oh, they're party schools, or some people look negatively because it's a Black school, or whatever the case may be.
Of course.
But the reality is Howard University graduates more PhDs than any other university in the world. More doctors and lawyers graduate from HBCUs, African American doctors and lawyers, than any other universities in the world, engineering and all that. So we do great things, and the inspiration is just knowing that when you come from something good, you want other people to know you have something good, right?
Definitely.
You have something good, you want to share with other people.
Of course.
So I wanted to share the greatness that we hear about Howard. A lot of times people will tell you how good something is. I wanted to show you how great it is.
And how is the process of it? Because it's something that it's taking time.
Right, it took time.
It takes time,
It
of
takes
course.
time. The beautiful thing for me was, I shot this film essentially on the fly. There was no script for it. I knew what I wanted to do. It was something in my mind, but I wanted it to be very organic. So when we created the film, it essentially takes you on a chronological chronological trip.
All right.
If you will.
Yeah.
From Friday to Saturday. So over the course of 24 hours, I pretty much shot all day Friday. We shot Friday evening, then Saturday. So I had about 68, almost 70 gigabytes worth of footage.
Wow.
You as a producer,
Yeah, of course.
how large it is. So we acquired about 70 gigabytes of footage over the course of 24 hours. And then of course, because it's a documentary, we got to tell a story. So then it's about, getting online and finding notable Howard alums and respected Howard alums. And then some history, and then facts, and then figures, and then pictures from graduates then and now. And then knowing what I want to talk about, the structure. And then now we got to get the music. So I reached out to a couple of my colleagues. One's an international renowned jazz artist, Antonio Parker. Another one of my colleagues is Derek Derek D. Angeletti, who's a Grammy Award-winning producer for Bad Boy Records from the 90s. And then my colleague Tracy Lee Esquire, who's an entertainment attorney, but he's also a gold recording artist from the 90s. So I was able to literally make this an in-house Howard project. The
Yeah.
scores from Howard individuals and all of the content, the interviews came from people from Howard. So
And
the
how
editing-
people react to him, especially people who knows you, people who was graduated, and how did they take this
Oh, man,
wonderful
let me tell you
project that you
something.
have?
You know, it's been an extreme blessing because you know you do something you hope people enjoy it.
Definitely.
When my production partner and I we finished it and we sat back, it was about a 7-month process. So we shot it in October and I released the film April 30th. So we pretty much we shot it and in less than a year we had it out and we self distribution. But the reception has been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, some of the adjectives, outstanding, historical, powerful,
Yeah,
awesome,
I can
a
imagine that.
must
Yeah.
see. Just about, if I had to say, if Howard University was an industry and the graduates and the staff of that school were the critics, then without question, this is a critically acclaimed film. Every single person who has seen the film has raved about it, and that's a blessing. And I don't say that, yeah, everybody loved it. No,
Yeah, of
this
course.
is an actual project that everybody loved, and loves it for different things, but they love the fact that the representation of the realness, that's real black excellence, that's reality, you know what I'm saying? So there's really nothing that that people are saying negatively about it. The only thing they're saying negative about it is like we want more, we want more.
Of course.
So that's a beautiful thing. My production partner, he's a graduate of Syracuse University, so he's kind of like a inside but outside. He didn't go to Howard, and he learned so much about the project, and he loved the project. So for me, it's just very humbling, and I'm very grateful and privileged that I was able to do the film and to have people receive it the way they received it.
And what could be the advice that you can give people or young people who have this dream of doing what you're doing now? Because we don't have the same knowledge. Some people are 20 and they think like 40, and they want to do something like you. So what would be the advice that you can give to them?
My greatest advice is really just believe in yourself. I know that sounds cliche, but that's where it starts, because you have to believe
Of course.
that you can do something. You can't think that you can do it. You have to truly believe that you can do it. Because when you believe something, you know it. And you know something because you believe it, right? So you have to believe that you can do it. You also have to associate yourself with people who are doing what you want to do. Even if it's just one other person, because you can't win a championship alone. So
Of course.
associate yourself with people that are doing what you want to do. Be knowledgeable. Like, don't just jump into something. Know the good, know the bad, know the different things that can occur in the process. Know that nothing is going to happen overnight and perfectly for you. That's just not how it happens. But the most thing is, I would say, persistence, commitment, and dedication, and passion. You have to have passion. So as long as you're passionate about something, you'll be committed to it. And if you're committed to something, you'll be dedicated to it. And if you're passionate, committed, and dedicated to something, I would like to believe that you will be successful in it.
Definitely, this is what I think, and this is so true. This is so true, Earl. And I want to know where, in your perspective, you want to bring this project.
Oh, we're going to bring this project to the entire world. I mean, there's been individuals who said this film needs to be seen by every high school student, every high school and middle school student in America, in the Caribbean, in Africa, wherever there's individuals who yearn to be inspired,
Yeah.
who crave to see excellence. Because I say you want to see black excellence, you see this film. But at the end of the day, it's excellence. Whether it's black excellence, white excellence, it's just about excellence. It's about integrity. It's about dignity. So what I want I want to see this film in front of every high school student, every young person who has a dream, who has ambition, who has a desire to be more than what they are, or be more than where they come from, around the world. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen because people are gravitating towards more and more every day. A lot of people want to support the film in a variety of ways. I'm going to start a little my own promo tour. I'm very grassroots. I'm not a rich person, but I just keep investing everything into me. So I'm gonna sponsor my own like promo preview tour and then take it to different cities and hopefully get into high schools and really get it in front of high school kids and let them see that there's much more than to life than being an actor, a rapper, or a star on World Star. You know what I'm saying? World star. Like, nah.
Yeah, yeah.
We gotta represent greatness. You come from greatness. You come from kings and queens. You gotta represent yourself as such.
Definitely. And how was it for you to do what you're doing actually without, I mean, without the help of the state, without the help of, I mean, Hollywood? I think Hollywood don't want to help you.
Right. It's you know what? It's twofold. You know, of course, when you have a machine behind you, whether it be Hollywood or a network, um, you have the resources to do certain things. The beautiful thing for me is though, I like being independent because I like to be able to do things the way I want to do them. I don't like restrictions or clauses. And unfortunately, I don't believe that there are networks or Hollywood is interested in producing content that represents black excellence, that shows the greatness in us, that shows us as doctors, as lawyers, as pediatricians, as dentists, as owners. You know, I just doesn't think because we don't see it. So for me, I'm kind of cool with it. You know, most people, of course, you know, you want to get into the game because you want to be a major Hollywood writer or producer or director, whatever the case may be. But I like the fact that I'm like, if you create a great product independently, which I have done and I've been doing, then it just speaks for itself, and you don't have to go to them because inevitably they're gonna come to you. Because if you have something that's great that people want,
Of course.
then the powers that be are going to want to come to you as well, even if it's for nothing more than to capitalize on the revenue that's being generated. We might not care about the product, but if it's making money, we want in. And that's when it comes down to your integrity and your dignity. That's why I'll never sell my film out. You know, I like licensing it, but I'll never sell it because it's who I am. It's my life. You know, I don't do anything for money. I do it for the passion and for the love. And I've come to find out when you do it for the passion and the love, the revenue will come.
That's the most important. Yeah, that's very great what you're doing. And how is it for you to make people understand what is your project? I mean, not people who understand it already,
Right.
but the young people in the street, the young people who are, I think, hopeless.
Right.
Because your message is for hopeless also.
Yeah, it definitely. You know what I think is to help the hopeless essentially is to give them hope, right? Give them hope, and how you do that? One, you gotta talk to them. You gotta, of course, share different stories. But again, a lot of time you can tell somebody. You know, a lot of time growing up, my mother used to tell me, "Don't tell me, show me." So one of the things for me to best, how should I say, help or get a hopeless person to understand them, I have to show them. So what does this film do? Brings it back. Howard Homecoming Experience. You have hopeless. I can't go to college. I don't have any money. You know, black people, we don't make it out the hood. We don't do these things. So now when you see people who look like you, who come from your neighborhood, who share the same experiences and backgrounds, some of the same trials, and then and they want to attach themselves, you can relate to them, then that spark of hope begins to evolve, you know. And then once you see that spark of hope, then you got to hone in on that. So hone in on that, and you find out, what did that person want to do. The one thing I've learned about every young person, because I have a production program in schools here in New York and in Jersey for kids. Every young kid, even the ones that's considered the menace and the bullies and the bad kids, every young kid wants to be heard and wants to be understood.
Definitely.
And if you can convince via your earnest and sincere efforts a young person that you truly care about them, their future, and their overall livelihood, you got them.
Yeah, yeah, and you're so right because when you show them that you care about them, this is the way they will be interested in you and listening to your wisdom.
Exactly.
This is so powerful what you're doing, and I will appreciate it. I will appreciate. This is so good. This is wonderful. And how do you feel when you see people appreciating your work?
Bruh, That's that right there. It's sometimes you know, when people say, "Wow, it's just an unexplainable feeling." It really is, and I like to think that my vernacular, my vocabulary is pretty vast. But it's an undescribable feeling because it's such a validation, that you're doing the right thing
Definitely.
and you're doing something that's bigger than you, that's greater than you, that's of value to someone else other than you. So that's what it is. When I see people that, "Oh, I love the film and I love this part, and now I want to do this." When I have individuals who went to another college and they'll say, "Man, after watching your film, I'm mad I didn't apply. I went to Howard, or I went to another HBCU. Wow, for a moment, I wish I could have gone to that." That right there speaks volumes. When somebody wishes they had the experience that you had, or now they look forward to having the experience that you had, or if nothing else, they just believe that it's a possibility in their life
Of
that you have
course.
that great experience. And that's what it is for me, man. So it's just very humbling. It is a very grateful feeling, just to know that you created something that's not that has substance.
Of
A lot
course.
of times we gravitate toward the fluff and the nonsense, but to know that you create something of substance that can empower, motivate, inspire, and change someone's life to manifest great things, that's the beautiful thing for me.
That is so true. And do you know that I think you're aware of that? The fact that there's no, I think, nobody that's doing the same thing that you're doing.
No,
I was thinking just at the minute of Malcolm X and the other great, black representative in history, but what you're doing is new, man.
and because it's a new time, it's a new day, right? So if it's a new day, I can't do yesterday's things. I gotta do new things.
So it's a new
It's
breakfast.
a new breakfast. Listen, and I've also learned this with young people, working with them, which are inspiring hope. Adults, we have to learn how to reach back and meet the young people where they are. One of the things that I prided myself when I kept in mind Charlie when I was young, and as a teenager, you can be like, "Yo, adults, they don't get it. When I become a grown, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that." One of the things that was really important to me was to always try to be able to channel some of the things that I went through and how I felt as a young person, a teen, dealing with adults, so that when I became an adult, I can be able to relate. And I think that has really helped me when I've been working with kids for over 8 years, and they reach out to me, and there's a lot of love. And this has really helped me just really identify with them identify with me, because it's much easier for me to remember what it's like to be 15
Of
as
course.
opposed to expecting a 15-year-old to understand what it's like to be 40. They can't, right? So a lot of times they do is, "Why don't you get it this way? Why don't you get it? Why don't you get it?" Well, did you get it when you were 12? Did you get it when you were 14? Or do you know it now that you have some life experience?
Of course. Of course.
9 times out of 10, it's now because of your life experience. So the one thing I do, I don't ever judge children. I look at children as young people. They have ambition, they have drive, they have feelings, they have emotions, they have thoughts, they have a great value, they have a voice. And their voice is no less than that of someone who's reached the mature age. And I let them know that. I address them as sir, a young lady, young king, young queen. And you just make people feel good. You build their self-esteem up, And when you build their self-esteem up, then they become open and warm. And once they're warm and open to you, they'll share things with you. And as you learn things about these young people, now you know how to properly guide them or navigate them in their life. And like I said earlier, young people want it. Everybody wants to be accepted.
Of
I don't
course.
care. You could be the most hardened criminal. Everybody wants to be accepted and wants to be loved and wants to be heard. It's just how you do it. Everything doesn't work for everybody. It's just different strokes for different folks, and you just got to know how to, maneuver through the different personalities. But when you can do that, and just remember that common core that everybody just wants to be smile. Everybody wants to feel good. If you can remember that, and you can, learn how to make other people feel good with what you do and what you believe in, it's a beautiful thing.
Yo, Mr. Crick Earl,
Yes.
I would like to know where can we find the film?
Howard Homecoming: The Experience. You can find it online. It's distributed through me, Urban Wall Street Productions, at www.huhctheexperience.com. That's www.hu, like Howard University, HC, Homecoming, hctheexperience.com. So www.huhctheexperience.com. That's where you can find this evolutionary masterpiece, as my colleague Tracy Lee Esquire has coined it.
That's great. We really appreciate it, and we had a very great moment with you sharing this wonderful project that you are actually doing, and we wish you the best for that, and to touch the world because we're in New York City,
Yes, sir.
but you have to go overseas,
I'm ready. I'm ready.
and this is what I'm using you.
I'm coming. I'm coming to see you, Charlie. I'm coming to France. So just get ready for me.
Yeah, thank you so much.